Lordy Lord, folks, it's like the question is, when is 2024 gonna take its vice grip off of our throats? If you, by the time this comes out, y'all will have officially heard that Joseph Robinette Biden has officially stepped down from the nomination for the Democratic Party, y'all. Joseph Biden, the man who literally up until yesterday, the day before this announcement, said that he would see us next week, has officially stepped down. Y'all, this has been going on. I believe we talked about this, in one of the previous episodes. This has been going on for the last few weeks, ever since Joe Biden's disastrous debate performance, which we talked about here, where, a lot of people felt like he was rambling, he was bumbling and stumbling, and it just was not a good look, which is ironic because the campaign wanted that debate. They wanted it because they thought it was going to be a chance for them to smash Trump early in the game, and it ended up backfiring, obviously. And so after that disastrous performance, all of the donors were up in arms, and everybody, people were calling for Joe Biden to drop out. But, Joe Biden he's a Scorpio, okay? He's a Scorpio. I also found out that he's got a Taurus moon, all right? Which means he's stubborn as hell. So he was defiant for all of these weeks, saying that he was going to continue to campaign. And he went out there, he continued campaigning, and then he got hit with COVID. He's currently at this moment recovering from COVID, and the calls didn't stop. They just grew and grew. I think it was something like 30 something senators or Congress people came together and put a letter out saying that they were asking for him to step down. Even Nancy Pelosi was kind of working the fence a little bit, being like, well, I just support whatever Joe wants to do, instead of being like, no, he's the nominee. We need to support him and stand behind him, because that's how Nancy Pelosi usually operates. And it's interesting because Nancy Pelosi is 3 years older than Joe Biden, and she's running for re-election. So it's just I don't know if you would call it hypocrisy. I don't know if you would call it awkwardness. I don't know. It's just interesting. So, just one after another, we're asking for him to step down. And literally this morning, he officially announced that he was stepping down and that he was just going to focus on closing out his term and calling it a day. And I gotta say, I'm not even mad at him. I would have done the same thing. The way they threw this fool under the business, y'all. The way they threw it is incredible to me. I wish I could be a fly on the wall of the DNC and of the Democratic Party to know what's really going on behind closed doors, because I'm just confused. When we, the American people, said that Joe Biden was too old to run back in 2020, y'all didn't listen to us. You ran him. And then when 2023 came around and we said he was too old to do a re-election campaign, y'all didn't listen to us. You backed him, you supported him, and you went along with it. And now, 106 days before the election, y'all have decided, or as a millennial, I want to know, when is it going to end? When are y'all going to stop gut punching us? When is it going to freaking end? I'm just trying to understand, why didn't y'all make this decision back in 2023? Why didn't you pressure him to drop out in 2023? Why did y'all wait until 100 and something days before the election to do this nonsense, this tomfoolery? You know what really pissed me off? There was I don't know if you guys saw, but George Clooney came out, wrote a whole op-ed. This was maybe a month ago, few weeks ago. He wrote a whole op-ed. He's a major Democratic donor, and he wrote an op-ed saying that Joe Biden should step down. That he feels like Joe Biden should step down after the debate, right? And in this op-ed, he talks about how previously they had a fundraiser for Joe Biden. He threw a fundraiser for Joe Biden maybe a month or two before his statement. And he says in his statement that he noticed the decline during the fundraiser. So where the fuck were you? Why didn't you come out and write this op-ed after the fundraiser? Why did you wait a month or two after the fundraiser to come out and turn on this motherfucker? And that applies to all of the Democratic Party who are coming. Like I said, I would love to be a fly on the wall to know what the hell is really going on, because it was a concerted effort to get him out. And it really felt like it came out of the blue. I'm like, he had a bad debate performance. Presidents have bad debate performances all the time. And, you know, all of these signs that he's been showing. He's been showing. And you guys chose to ignore it. So what happened? That's what I would love to know.